Hi, my name is Jerry Adak. I'm a web developer with 20 years experience. I've been using ASP Runner and ASPRunner.net since 2008. In my opinion, it's an awesome product. It's easy to use and very powerful. Today I want to share a technique that I personally use for data-driven workflows. I have experienced times when I launch a new web app feeling pretty confident that all the users will understand exactly what's expected from them, then learn they're confused or they do exactly the opposite of what you expect. So, what do? We obviously need instructions or guidance along the way. How can we do that? So, let me show you my way of using ASPRunner.net and code snippets. So, let's log into the application and I'll briefly explain what's going on here. So, this is a basic job board where you could review or look at jobs and then you can one click apply for it, attaching your resume to that job. The only requirement is you have a resume. So on the welcome page, you'll notice three areas where I'm showing dynamic information based on the user. Up on the menu bar, you'll see a green check, which indicates the resume is there. We're good. But we're also drawing attention to the fact that it hasn't been updated in a while. And in this case, I'm using for this demo 14 days. So if you have not updated your resume in 14 days, we're going to show you a reminder. We're going to kind of prompt you to do so. And I'm also showing the number of jobs you applied for too. So let's see how we can manipulate some of this. So right away I say, okay, well maybe I should update my resume before I apply. So I will come here, I will update my resume. There, updated. So now that's good. So now we have an update of today. Now if I go back home, I get a different message. So basically this is just your generic welcome message that applies to everybody. There's also the spot of the job listing. So here we have two lines of information. The red is coming from a session variable. So really what I'm doing is when the page, before it's processed, I interrogate the database to see whether you have a resume or not. If you do, then I'm just going to give you this message just to kind of remind you to keep it updated. And then we will deliver this message on this page. And right here, this is coming from the database. So let's go and take a look at my database, what I do. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I typically will have an instruction table set up and I will have scenarios, and those scenarios are meaningful to me, and I can then deliver these messages here based on the situation. Now this is a pretty good technique because I also use it for, suppose you have an HR system and you have the HR administrator wants to deliver messages to all employees. So when they go to the welcome page, they may see a different message every day. So that's another good use of the code snippet there. And then I also prepare anything else that I might want to do. So in this case, I have a view in my database that is looking for all resumes that have not been updated in 14 days. So that's when, once you're on that list, you'll get a different message. In ASPRunner.net, you'll see the code snippet is here on the welcome page. And what we're doing is we are looking for that resume updated view that I showed you. If you're on the list, you get this. And we pass the updated value here. If you're not on the list, we give you the generic instructions, ID 3 in my database table. Pretty easy. On the jobs list page, I've got a couple. Sometimes I use session variables, but honestly, I think I like the database approach better because it gives me outside control. So I can basically make changes without having to touch the application. If I have to change the wording or something along that line, it's very handy. But session variables work as well. So this one here, basically I'm going to read a session variable and I'm going to display it there. And that, I'll show you where I'm getting that in a minute. And then my instructions that are always here. So ID number one will always be on the list page of the job postings. Okay, easy, pretty easy. So the session variable. When I use a session variable, I still am going to use the database because I'm going to look and say, hey, do you have a resume or not? If you do, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to create a session variable, resume, and this is what it is. Else, or if you do not have a resume, it's going to say you must have a resume to complete prior to applying for a job. The other thing I wanted to point out was the menu item modify. So this is something that I just started messing around with a little bit, and you can see some of my stuff going here, just testing different things. So really what I'm looking for here is if the title equals this, we are going to, and you could find this right in the manual. I think it's right in there. I think I copied this pretty much exactly how they had it, the user manual, but it's kind of neat. So this way I could say, show me the number next to it. And I'm also saying if you have a resume, we're going to add the check mark next to it. So the menu, or what is it? The menu item modify event is kind of cool. Again, I'm just kind of playing with that right now. But so that's my technique, and I think it's really important to get people moving right along. Let me just go do a few things here. So I'm going to delete my resume altogether. Okay, so now when I come home, I get the generic. But now when I come here, you'll notice that you must have a resume. So this is my way of talking. And then you can do some more fun things like, okay, you don't have a resume, so you know what? We're not even going to let you apply. Get there. We're going to send you right to the resume page because we know you have no resume, and this is required. So again, the count for the jobs, if I delete one, which I'm more than able to, it immediately counts down to 1. And likewise, the resume, let's add a new resume, and I'll just say XXXXX, there's my resume. Probably won't get the job, but you'll see right away I get the check, so I'm good. And I can't add a new one, which I'm probably going to do another video talking about how to disable these buttons based on different things. So, but anyways, that's outside the focus of this video. So that's it. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.